Good morning, grade 4. How are you today, Miss? Miss, today we will start, inshallah, with a new chapter from this book. It's talking about adding and subtracting, whole numbers. And we will start with the first lesson, addition properties and subtraction rules, on page 61. Now, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to use and depend on addition properties to add. Okay, now I know that you can add since you are in fourth grade in grade 4 now, but I want you now to let's say name what you were doing before, because actually how we were adding, it's actually has names for it, has name for it, it has properties. Okay, when we were dealing with numbers and actually we were adding and subtracting, using rules for subtracting and using properties of addition. Okay, and I'm sure that you took these properties in grade 3, but it's okay if we just repeat it because you will need it for the rest of your education life. Now, in math, we have properties, okay? Actually, we have these properties for addition and multiplication, but we will today, or even this chapter, we will focus on addition, use these properties for addition, but I want you to notice with me, I want you to see that, the same properties, we can use them for addition and multiplication, not for addition and subtraction, miss. No, for addition and multiplication, we can use the same properties, okay? We will start with what we call it commutative property. Now, commutative property, it's actually a property tells you that if you add two numbers together and then you decide to change their position, okay, as you can see here from this slide here, okay, as you can see, if you want to add two numbers and you actually want to you change their position starting from 5 instead of 4, you will find out that the answer, the sum of them will be the same. So changing position will not change the sum or the answer of the addition process, okay? So 4 plus 5 equals 5 plus 4. 1 plus 3 equals 3 plus 1. 100 plus 200 equals 200 plus 100. They are the same. The sum of them is the same. The answer is the same. If you change position, answer will not be affected or will not be changed, okay? Changing the position for two numbers will not change the answer. You will get the same answer, same sum, okay? Sum of two add-ins or sum of two, numbers together will not be changed by changing the position of the numbers, the places of the two numbers, which comes before, which comes after. No matter, it doesn't matter. You can start with any number you want to add, okay? Unless you are dealing with addition, and you will find out in multiplication too, okay? Now, so as you can see in commutative property, it actually tells you that if you add two numbers together and changing their position, their places, okay, the answer, the sum of them will be the same. What about if you add three numbers together? As you can see here, and actually in this, look here, skip identity. Now let's go to associative property. What about if I add three numbers together? You can notice that when I want to add three numbers together to make my problem easier for me, I group two of them, then I leave the other one outside them, okay? So I want to add 2 plus 5 plus 4, as you can see. So I group 2 and 5, I put them into parentheses together as a group, then I actually add 4 to them. When I add 2 plus 5, it's 6, 6 plus 4, it's 11. My friend decide to regroup the numbers, as you can see here. we have, don't you see the picture? We have actually, you know, 3 friends, and they make the same first group with 2 of them, and their friend will be outside the group. Then, since they are friends, so they decide to regroup. Regroup means changing the groups, and, you know, change the group and change the group again and regroup it. Instead of putting 2 and 5 in the parentheses, between parentheses, we decide to actually group 4 and 5 inside the parentheses and put 2 out. Does it matter? Does it change? No, miss. It's not changing anything. Regrouping actually is not changing anything. In addition, be careful that notice that we are talking about addition now, not subtraction. There's a big and huge difference between addition and subtracting, okay, or subtraction. Now we are talking about addition, changing position for 2 addends or 2 numbers that I want to add them, or changing actually the group of you know, the 3 numbers I want to find out the sum of them, or add 2 of them or add them together. If I change the groups, that the group that I will use it for the number, it will not change the answer. If I put 2 and 5 inside the parentheses and find the answer out, which is 7, then add 4, which is 11, and then my friend, for example, she said, no, I don't want to group 2 and 5. I actually find a problem with adding them together. I want to add 4 and 5 together. So if I add 4 and 5 together, group them together and find out the answer is 9, then I add 2 to the 9, I will get 11 in the answer as a sum. So actually changing position of 2, changing position and the group of 3 will not change the answer. Okay, I can regroup as I want, I can change position as I want, as long as I'm dealing with addition, not other, you know, operations. Okay, till now, not other operations. We will find out later that even multiplication, it's actually I deal with it like addition, and it has the same properties. Okay. Now, so as you can see here, commutative property, associative property, it tells you changing the place will not change the answer. Okay. Now, the last property is the identity property. As you can see here from the picture, what do you see? Actually, you see a mirror. Okay, because actually identity property, it tells you that I can keep your identity the same. What's your name, miss? For example, you tell me, my name is Dima. Okay, now identity property, it tells you easily your name will stay Dima for the rest of your life. Okay, so let's deal with that with numbers. Okay, now how can I keep 5? Keep it, and let's keep it 5 to the rest of the life, to the rest of 5's life. How can I keep it 5? What do I have in add to 5 to keep it 5 as it and not to be changed? I can add 0, because 0, if you add it to any number, it will not affect anything. You cannot add nothing to a number then change the number itself. No, if you add 0 to any number, that number identity, its personality, its character, okay, its value will stay the same. If you say 3 plus 0, you will get 3, right? Will never be changed. Its identity will never be changed. If you add 4 plus 0, will never be changed. If you add 1,100,000, okay, to 0 plus 0, it will never be changed. Actually, let's say that 0 keeps the number's identity to themselves. They don't have to change it. Okay, so this is why I call it, this is identity property. Okay, if 3 I added to 0, and the answer you will find out that the answer will it will stay 3 as it. So actually 0 will not change anything, and it will keep the numbers identity as they are. If these numbers look at them to themselves in mirrors, actually they will find out that 0 change nothing to them. Okay. So actually, these are the 3 properties that we will study, and we will solve problems about them in our book. Commutative property, identity property, associative property. This one describes for you the commutative property. Okay, clearly A plus B equals B plus A. As you can notice, changing the position will not change anything. This slide describes for you associative property. If you can notice, if I decide to change the group, okay, regroup the numbers I want to add to them, A plus B inside parentheses, then plus C will not change anything in A plus and put inside the parentheses B plus C. It will not change anything. Okay, I will get the same answer. And let's say this is the identity property of addition. Actually, any number plus 0 is the original number. Any number, if you add it to 0, it will keep its identity, it will keep its value, its character, its personality. It will stay the same. A plus 0 equals A, half plus 0 equals half. Okay, now let's find out together. Tell me, look here with me, and I want to discuss now with you before we go to the book. Tell me which property is we actually have here in these 4 squares. Okay, yalla, focus with me, and I want you to answer. Okay.